Are you sick of these young guys twisting and cranking on your ankles and knees? What are they trying to do? Injure you so you can't train anymore? Not cool, bro. Today I'm going to teach you how to escape the most common leg locks in Jiu-Jitsu. Everything from ankle locks and heel hooks to knee bars and toe holds. We're going to break down the 6 fundamental leg locking positions and show you exactly how to survive and escape from each one. Whether you're newer to leg locks or just tired of tapping over and over, this is the foundation you need. By the end of this video, you'll understand why you've been caught and, more importantly, how to stop it. Let's make sure your knees and ankles stay safe and your training partners start wondering why you're suddenly so hard to leg lock. We begin in saddle. I collect the secondary leg, and now I'm going to grab his leg and pass it off to the other side of my body for the reap. Notice how my right leg is kicking out, collecting that leg. This is for a Z lock, but it's also important to always kind of hold that in the reap. Both legs to the outside, even his. Now I pass the leg back off to a 50-50 so I can attack inside heel hook. I can spin through right here to force a backside 50-50. Boom, trapping that secondary leg, stops the spin a little bit. Now I'm switching off single leg X, Irimi Ashi Garami. Switching legs to single leg X on the other side. Pretty impressive. Now I come into the reap right here, pass the leg back off, collect the secondary leg for a saddle, cross Ashi. What am I going to do? Pass the leg off for outside Ashi Garami. 3 legs on the outside, pretty impressive stuff. What's next? I throw the leg back over, spin through for a knee bar. And I have this option for 50-50 right here. My partner goes to escape it. I go for the backside, kind of miss it, but I get an advantageous angle on the leg. Coming back to seated X. So let's talk about the most common starting point for leg locks. Single leg X or Irimi Ashi Garami. From here, you are usually dealing with 2 threats, the straight ankle lock and the outside heel hook. The way we escape depends on which one they are attacking. So let's start with the simpler one. If they are going for the ankle lock, your number 1 job is to put the boot on. That means flexing your toes up towards your face, dorsiflexion. This creates tension and protects the ankle. If you are too relaxed, they'll stretch you out and pop it fast. Now, if it's an outside heel hook, you need to do the exact opposite. Point your toes like a ballerina, plantar flexion, because this hides your heel and makes it much harder for them to lock or finish the heel hook. If you do get caught in one of these attacks, sometimes the key isn't pulling your leg away, it's actually driving it deeper. For an ankle lock, flex the toes towards you and drive the leg in. For an outside heel hook, point your toes hard and push in to slip the heel off their forearm. Just know, by driving in, you're playing into their dilemma, giving them a choice to chase either submission. So be careful. Now, let's talk escapes. You have 2 main paths. Option 1, push their top foot off your hip and move over it. This breaks the single leg X structure. It's solid, but at a high level, expect them to switch sides or transition into an inside hook. Option 2, my personal favorite. Pull their knee straight towards the ceiling. Hug the leg with one hand, post your other hand on the floor, and technical stand up. This lets you crush the position entirely and go straight into your pass. We've covered the most fundamental leg locking position, single leg X. Now it's time to dive into the deep end. Throughout the rest of this video, you'll see all the tools here utilized. First up, the saddle, also known as cross ashi garami, inside senkaku 411. This is one of the most dangerous entanglements in modern jiu-jitsu. But if you understand the position and move early enough, you can get out before the damage is done. Leg lock entry into saddle, collecting the secondary leg while inverted. Momentarily, using the other foot to stop heel hook, abandons that plan, begins to roll, going into running man. Colin performs a heel slip 3 times. Eventually, it's deep and he has to hand fight because he's in trouble and his hands are close enough to reach. Then he frees the knee line and escapes the position. Here's a similar sequence from our favorite grappler. Craig enters Roberto's legs, ends up taking a scoop grip to control secondary, transitions to traditional Achilles grip. This limits Roberto's ability to spin. For one moment, Roberto falls on his hip, leaving his leg dangling. He rebuilds his base using hands for mobility. Too late, not a great position to hand fight, and should be focused on using his secondary leg to stop the heel hook. Then move into a running man escape. Instead, he taps.
Is this the video you're gonna use?
Yeah, this guy's gonna break his leg, but he won't tap. So he's breaking it as it escapes, but he's gonna tear a ligament.
You said he won't tap?
No, because he injures himself when he did that.
So what are you gonna say for that? Like, give me an example of what you say for that for the video.
I'm gonna say, just don't be a bitch and don't tap.
Don't be a bitch and don't tap?
The video is about not tapping, but then I show a lot of clips of people like tapping to leg locks. So this is supposed to be an
Wait, so
example.
what's the purpose of the video saying don't tap? It's like they're literally breaking their leg.
That's my joke.
Okay.
That's my joke of the video. "50-50" relates well to saddle. Frontside 50-50 is the best position to hand fight from because you're closest to each other's head and shoulders. You're able to grab the elbows, the hands, the wrists, even the head. Whereas in saddle, you're a little bit further out, so it's more of a mistake to grab unless you actually are going to be submitted. Whereas in backside 50-50, you have to free the knee line or spin to front side because hand fighting from there is not an option. You don't want to be like Vinny Magalhaes and just get wrecked on inside heel hooks because you're tough AF. Zach starts in 50-50, looks to invert through the legs for backside, ends up knocking Isaac over. Zach splits legs, looks to dig for the heel. Isaac passes one of the 50-50 legs off to weaken the ashi. Then moves into a position to counter backtake or go for a pass. Zach readjusts to avoid the counter. One great way we can deal with leg lockers is to crush them like the little bug they are. Gianni does this brilliantly. When he's put in outside ashi, or even forces his way there, he looks to sprawl on opponents and go chest to chest, oftentimes going for the head and arm strangle. In the case with Gio Martinez, it's more of a saddle entry, but he still has the same approach, locking a head and arm, crushing him, going all the way to the tap. If you don't want to crush or can't, you can use movement and wedging back takes or leg lock counters instead. William Tackett handled this match against the dangerous Jacob Couch very well. At every turn, he's using the toolkit we've discussed to fight back and nullify Couch. Notice how he frees the knee line in backside position, even turning it into his own pass to back take attack. Also, you notice them fighting, cycling through 50-50 scenarios, transferring off to outside ashi, or William Tackett will throw the leg over to kind of kick off the 50-50. It's a full-on leg lock shootout. When you talk about leg locks, you'd be remiss to not mention Owen O'Flanagan or Diego Pato. Notice how Owen is so tight with his positions that it's not a scrambly back and forth. He locks Majid down and submits him just with tension running through his legs, not even a full heel hook locked in. This is an example of reaping. I would say reaping is not so common, but still extremely effective. It's one of the 6 positions, and Majid is unable to free his secondary leg to complete a spin for a wedging back take or pass, or just to free the knee line. Reaps are very effective, and I want you to notice here Owen and Gordon, the way they do it. They throw the leg over and attack the outside heel hook. There's so much tension running through the legs, and the gripping is just perfect on the heel hook that their opponents instantly tap. But when you're in the gym, someone throws a reap over, you feel very safe as long as you're pointing your heel a lot and you feel like you can perform the counters. It's definitely interesting that in competition these are like devastating, but most of the time you train it, I feel like most people don't have a good outside heel hook, so you don't need to be too worried about it, I'd say. Also, because if you really want to break someone in an outside heel hook, you should switch from the reap to the outside ashi. But I would say the way they're tensing their legs and stopping the movement of their opponent doesn't matter. They're still going to break you.
Time to address the elephant in the room: toeholds and kneebars. Let's begin with toeholds. When fully locked, they pop ankles very easily. A good rule of thumb: straighten your leg and flex your foot. But honestly, your best option most of the time? Spin out. Just spin. That said, sometimes your mobility is limited, and eating it might be your only real option. But whatever you do, don't ignore it. I've learned the hard way. You have to swallow your ego and spin, even if you think you're the better leg locker. Because let's be real, how are you the better leg locker when you just got popped? These are trickier. I don't have a hard and fast rule for them, and honestly, in my match studies, I've been shocked by how many high-level matches are finished via knee bar. Here's why I think they are so effective. In a world where we are cycling through 6 core leg lock positions, knee bars can appear anywhere. From saddle, 50-50, outside ashi, even from a reap if you count side knee bars or Z-locks. If someone fully locks a knee bar and controls the ankle like Joseph Chen does, you don't get a chance to turn it into one of those other 3 entanglements. You're just stuck. Same thing in Pato versus Ethan. Pato controls the knee so tight there's no escape to 50-50. So my advice, try to force the knee bar into one of those other positions. But good luck. When I used to get caught in K-guard to knee bar transitions, I asked my instructor what to do. His advice, pull one of the knees up to weaken the lock, then try to shift into the wedging back take. Essentially following this theme of we're going to try to move their legs and then switch into a different entanglement. This is the best way to address knee bars. Oftentimes you'll end up in a saddle 50-50 style position. Alright, now how do you actually get better at leg lock defense? You need to drill the techniques and tools we've gone over in this video. Start in each of the 6 positions. Ask your partner to go slow and you go slow too. Find your way out. Single leg X, pull your knee up and stand. Reap, clear the far leg and look for a wedging back take. Outside ashi, stand and crush them. Saddle, running man, every time. 50-50, hand fight, find your moment or counter. Use everything, hand fighting, using your free foot, exposing the hamstring, pushing legs down, booting and pointing the foot, spinning, counter-attacking with back takes and leg locks. These are your tools, just use them. Now, here's the truth about getting good at leg lock defense. You have to embrace the fear. Start by repping escapes in every one of the 6 core positions, find a safe partner, drill escapes, drill heel slips over and over. Like Hunter S. Thompson said, the edge. There is no honest way to explain it, because the only people who really know where it is are the ones who have gone over it. You gotta flirt with that edge. That's how you grow. And that's a wrap on leg lock defense fundamentals. We've covered the key positions, escapes, and how they actually play out in real matches. If you got something out of this, like the video, sub to the channel, and share it with a teammate, especially the ones who always get leg locked. I've got more leg lock videos coming soon, and trust me, we've got a lot of good stuff in the pipeline. This is Flow and Fight, signing off. Catch you in the next one.